The night my dad handed my brother a beachfront mansion and a $8M supercar, he gave me a rotting farmhouse on a forgotten ranch and said, in front of everyone, "You're a useless piece of trash." Then he shoved an inventory list into my hand like I was a thief. 2 days later, he showed up at that farmhouse to force my signature. He left empty-handed. Dad threw one of his legacy parties in Galveston, all glass walls and rich laughter. Developers and distant cousins hovered around him like he was royalty, while my brother grinned beside that silver supercar in the driveway. I stood there at 52 inches, a plain shirt, feeling like the hired help who wandered inside. I fixed farm equipment for a living, and Dad treated that like a character flaw. The lawyer read the gifts in one smooth breath: mansion, car, company control, and people applauded. Then my name came up, the wooden house on the Wharton County ranch. I asked, "Why the farm?" Dad didn't hesitate and said, "Because it suits you. You never had ambition." My brother just wore that practice smile like this was normal. I tried to leave, but Dad followed me to the balcony and handed me that list of what belongs here. It had crystal, watches, paintings, even the wine, and he said loud and calm, "So nothing goes missing after you leave." Then he added, "Don't take anything valuable. I have an inventory list." It hit me like a shove because Dad had been doing this forever. He always told people my brother had the brain, and I had the hands, and everyone laughed. I was at my truck when our housekeeper, Geneva, hissed my name. She checked the doors like my dad could smell disloyalty, then placed a small brass key in my palm. "Your mom told me to keep it," she said, "and if you ever got the farm, this is yours." Mom had been gone almost 10 years. Geneva whispered, "She said that land would save you from this family." So I drove out there after midnight, humiliation riding shotgun. The ranch looked dead, leaning fences, a barn collapsing, weeds eating an old tractor, but the road to the house was clear. The lock was newer than it should have been, and the key turned clean. The door opened like it got used. Inside wasn't abandoned at all. Lights worked, cabinets had coffee and soup, and the bed had fresh sheets tucked tight. Behind a cabinet, I found a steel safe, and my mom's key fit perfectly. Inside were maps, land papers, and a recorder with my name taped on it. I hit play and heard her real voice. "If you're hearing this, your father gave you the farm, and he still doesn't know what's under this land." Her letter warned me not to take fast offers and not to trust family. Outside, I spotted a solar camera aimed at the house, and that night an unknown number called me. A man said, "You finally opened the house." Then the line went dead. By morning, a geologist confirmed the surveys looked serious, and back at the table I found a flash drive full of emails. My brother had been sniffing around the ranch for 2 years, asking how to buy mineral rights cheap from an owner who probably doesn't understand. So the mansion wasn't just a gift. The farm was supposed to embarrass me into selling. A landman rolled up that afternoon and offered $200,000, smiling like he expected gratitude. I said no, and he hit me with the taxes and maintenance speech, then asked, too casual, "Has your brother spoken to you yet?" Dad called right after and barked, "Sell it. Don't drag this out." 3 hours later, Dad and my brother arrived in a black SUV, folder in hand, acting like I was still a kid who'd fold under pressure. My brother said, "This is complicated," and Dad added, "Nobody's trying to cheat you." Then I opened the screen door and said, "Come inside." Then my lawyer stood up at my kitchen table. Next, he slid a trust document toward my dad. After that, he said, "It was filed years ago." Again, my brother tried the Company Interest Act. Then my lawyer said, "The sole beneficiary is Colton." Next, I laid down my development contract. After that, I said, "I'm not selling, I'm developing." Then my dad asked, "Why didn't you tell us?" Next, I pulled out his inventory list. After that, I set it between us, dead center. Then I said, "You made an inventory list," and I finished, so I kept what was mine. They walked out quieter than they came in, and the air felt lighter. Crews showed up later, but my deal kept the ranch protected, and Dad went silent. My brother tried once through a lawyer and got shut down hard. Now I keep 2 things in a drawer: my mom's brass key and my dad's inventory list. Faith and paranoia side by side. If you were me, would you have sold fast, or played it quiet and flipped the whole board? Drop your take in the comments.